What's up, guys? This is Jan with WA REI Top 3, the hottest show interviewing real estate pros to give you 3 tips, pieces of advice, information, or actionable steps that you can take and implement to grow and monetize your business. How hot is it? This hot. Things really heated up out there.
Smoking.
Yeah. Not bad, huh? So I think that was a proper flaming hot intro to the first episode of WA REI Top 3. And who better than Jeramy Poole himself to have for our first show. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. That was awesome. Super enjoyed that. I've heard about those things. And I didn't think I would be having the opportunity to put one of those to work. Thank you. That was fun. I appreciate it.
Exactly. So let's start off with, who are you?
Okay.
What do you do? And what are you working on that you're excited about?
Yeah. So Jeramy Poole, run a couple of companies. Real Estate Social, which is a well-known media and marketing company. Also the host of The Moment, a real estate talk show, which we travel the country identifying and interviewing some of the most successful in real estate, figuring out what allowed them to evolve at a very rapid rate and then discover who they were and what they wanted to do and be very intentional about their time and how they want to make money, specifically in the realm of real estate. And thirdly, what I'm excited about is I'm really excited about this pivot that we've made just recently with launching a new kind of real estate team under a brokerage by the name of Caliber Real Estate by a team name of Vivid Realty Group. Super excited about this situation because I met the CEO and owners of Caliber Real Estate, Ian Morrell, Zach Lazo, Jillian Morrell, Dave, and I fell in love with their vision. I fell in love with how humble they were, even though they've accomplished an enormous amount at such a young age. But their demeanor, how they treat their employees, just really how they carry themselves. And so when we started thinking about launching our own team and flexing our muscles in the social media video realm, it was just clear that that was home for us.
Right. And
so the reason why I'm so excited about this is for the last year and a half, we've been promoting events, throwing large events, and then helping, whether it's top lenders, builders, real estate teams, entire brokerages, recruit people, market directly to clients using video and social media, using the tactics that we've developed and learned. And so it just hit us, man. It honestly was not like this master plan.
Right.
We had a few really good months, and it hit me that, wow, I really, really enjoy creating videos. I really love being creative and working with people and helping people. But to be honest, we could make so much more money if we just got into the business ourselves.
Yeah.
And when I looked at it, I love fashion. I love clothes. I love looking at beautiful homes. I love working with people. I love sales. I love marketing. I love everything that is real estate.
Yeah.
And so we just decided that maybe it was time for us to make the jump. And so we bought the online course.
Started, as you do.
Started chucking away at our 2 to 4 hours a day, which was very hard to do while you're running a business. Still at this point in time, we haven't really told anyone what we were planning. And of course, there's the hesitancy of telling people that you're going to take the test because you might fail, which we both passed our first time.
Congrats.
And then, here we are. We're now just over a month into it, and our first co-listing, happy to say, the property was on the market for 127 days. After we did our marketing thing with it, the property moved in 6 days.
Wow.
So thank
Props,
you.
Man.
Thanks, man.
Very cool.
So video and social media works.
Hell yeah. So guys, Jeramy, as you know, crushes it with the moment. He crushes it with social and video.
Thanks.
And I want to hear more about that. But before that, I want to hear more about your, what you're currently working on and kind of what's the long-term vision
Sure.
in your brokerage and potentially investing business,
Yeah,
right, in the future,
yeah.
as well as what's the vision for the moment?
Totally. Yeah. So fantastic question. It's just all around great timing. Over the last year and a half, 2 years, we've developed a lot of great friendships with builders, brokers, mortgage lenders. And I think the best way for us to add value to them is to become a real estate team ourselves.
Right.
And rather than just being a marketing partner, kind of third party that you pull in every now and again, we really want to try to embed ourselves into their business plan. So from a builder's perspective, rather than, having a realtor, somebody who can handle the transaction, somebody who can market the property through the MLS or whatever it is, and then maybe pulling in a videographer, a social media expert on those real special deals, how much better could you serve, or how much better could you market to and reach directly the person who's going to end up buying the home?
Right.
And there's no better way than video on social media. And so we just decided to pull all those components together and really to take the approach of syndication. Identifying builders, identifying specific partners that we want to add value to, that we already like and have a great friendship with,
Right.
and just figure out a way for us to work closer with them. Furthermore, because of the show The Moment and the work that we've done through Real Estate Social, we didn't want our clients and friends to see us as competitors. So we rolled out a co-listing product offering.
Okay.
Now, essentially what this allows us to do, for those brokers out there who have used us for listing videos, who have used us for marketing, instead of like, oh my God, Real Estate Social, Jeramy Poole, these guys are now in my turf trying to take my clients, that's not the situation. The situation is you can still leverage us, you can still utilize us and bring us in as a co-listing partner.
Right.
So you can handle the co-list or the listing itself, be the main agent, but when it comes to social media marketing and video production, allow us to handle it.
Leave it to the pros.
I'll leave it to the pros. And so we're really excited about it because, again, it gives us an opportunity to do what we feel that we do best, and we really, really enjoy it. So we're excited about that. And I think the next question was the vision for the moment.
Right. Yeah. So what is the vision for the moment?
Yeah. So the moment is interesting because I never thought I would be a show host.
Right.
I never thought I'd be interviewing people.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I have no idea where the idea even came from. So I was a mortgage lender. I just moved back from San Diego. I was running a tech company, and I came here excited to move back to my hometown. Is where I'm from.
Okay.
And so at the time, I was living in Solana Beach, working from home. And I came back here and I had this feeling of like, man, what did I do? This is not San Diego, And so I started thinking of ways to spice up my life and bring back that excitement and sparkle that I had in San Diego.
Right.
So launched a New Year's event. We rented out the Glass Museum here in Tacoma, through a big event to try to build a brand, essentially. At the time, I had no idea what I was doing because it was my first time doing it. And I had no background doing it.
Sure.
But through video, through social media, we were able to put on and organize the most successful and largest event the Glass Museum has ever had.
Wow.
No name, no brand, complete nobody. We sold 474 tickets at $100 a pop using video on social media with literally no background doing this. And from that, a lot of people started reaching out. A lot of real estate brokers in Bellevue and Seattle and Tacoma area were reaching out and saying, hey, I realize that you're a lender, but what the hell are you doing? Number one, and how did you afford this? Because it was like a $58,000 party. It was a pretty expensive party. And so from that discussion, it led to where they're at, right? On Facebook, you see the nice cars, you see the success, you see the pending, the sales, the nice clothes, but then once you have an opportunity to meet that person, you realize the person is even better. And typically, they went through something terrible. So here we are over lunch or over breakfast or over coffee, and I'm discovering that for every one of these people, literally every single one of them, there was a moment.
Right.
Whether they went through divorce, whether it was the crash, in 2007. There was always something that really burned everything to the ground and allowed them to rise from the ashes like a phoenix. And so it was just spur of the moment. I was like talking to my girlfriend, hey honey, we should start a talk show called The Moment. She's good with like graphic design and those kinds of things. So I said, hey, can you create a logo? I'm gonna start reaching out to people and see if they'd be interested in being on the show. And so I reached out to Liz Johnson. I reached out to a few other top brokers that I want to do business with locally, but I had no relationship with. And I asked them to be on the show. And so we eventually scheduled a time to get a couple of chairs and a logo, and it was so fast how we did it. Made it happen, and didn't overthink it. I was not scared at all until the day of doing it. So the whole time I'm super excited because it's all happening so quick and it was so easy. And then the day of, I realized I have 5 of the most successful people, some of the most successful people in Pierce County, as a real estate broker is concerned, going to be on the show. And I have no experience doing this. Like, what if the camera guy screws up? What if I screw? Like, what if I call him the wrong name? What if, what if I just get so nervous that I can't do it? And I learned something about myself. I learned that I calmed myself down and I said, Jeremy, do you want to do it? And I said, yeah. Do you think you can do it? Yeah. Well, then just do it.
I can do it.
and then from there, we just kept doing it. And it's been a blast. We learned a ton, developed a lot of great friendships, and it took my life in a direction that I'm super excited about. At that point in time, prior to doing all these crazy, honestly, renting out a glass museum and throwing a personal party makes no sense. But we got such a huge return on investment. Not only did we make money from it, but it launched our brand, and it changed my mindset from I can do what I want to do. I can literally do what I want to do, and if it doesn't work, so what? I'll start over. And that's a really comfortable, powerful place to be in mentally, because oftentimes I feel like we go through life and we kind of feel like there's walls and there's roads and there's certain things that we have to stay within. But the reality is, man, if you have average intelligence, especially above average intelligence, 2 arms, 2 legs, you can do anything. So
I love it, man. I love what you've done with The Moment. Love the vision. I love the way it's progressed. So speaking of social media and how that's really transformed your business and your life, and creating great content, folks that are watching are probably curious, well, what can I do to implement great video, great content, great copywriting, great presence online to improve my business and ultimately my life, right? So what tips do you have for folks that are watching?
I have a couple of really awesome tips. Simple tips, things that changed my life and that I tell friends or clients. The first one is be accidentally awesome. This is huge, guys. Be accidentally awesome is find things that you want to do. Better yet, identify who you are right now, this moment, as being the 1.0 version of yourself. Then identify what the 2.0 version of yourself looks like, and then begin to reverse engineer on how you can begin living that life now. Now, I'm not talking about the 5.0 Jeremy that drives a Bugatti. I'm talking about the next version of me. And then begin living into that today, and then start sharing that on Facebook.
Oh,
it's not as complex as people make it. Is identify the life that you want to live. Literally, get yourself a vision board and start putting stuff on that vision board. And that could be, take my honey out to this fancy restaurant in Seattle. Get dressed up, go shopping, go on that vacation that you definitely can't afford, but you've been pushing off. Do that, share it, and then you begin to embody that. The second piece to that is be accidentally awesome. Now, there's bragging, and then there's sharing. Nobody likes braggarts. No one likes bragging. But being accidentally awesome is a mind frame of this. It's like, say for instance, you just learned a new skateboard trick. It's one thing to say, hey friends, watch this. I'm gonna do this kickflip over a can. And then your friends are like, yeah, you landed it, that's cool, but you clearly practiced it and you're trying to impress us, so it's less cool. It's way less cool. It's a whole nother thing if your friends just so happen to be walking across the street and then you do a trick. They're like, so you just throw tricks just like throughout the day? You're like, well, yeah, I like skateboarding.
Accidentally.
Accidentally. So that's being accidentally awesome.
Right.
Is that if you look at the people who are killing it on social media, that's just their lifestyle, and they're intentionally going about it in a way that they can share it in a format that's sharing their life, a little bragging, but it's more so just sharing.
Right.
And don't be so concerned about how many likes and how many views you get.
It's about practice, right?
It's about practice. And when we first launched the show, I think we got like 1,000 views the first one, and then it went to like 10,000, and then I remember I think we got like 64,000 views in a week. And I wasn't watching it. Like other people would bring it up, and I think that's the best way to go about it. And again, I don't have any degree in college for marketing. What I know is just from experience is be fearless. Don't worry about trying to impress anyone. Just be yourself. If you think it's cool, then it's cool.
I love it. That's perfect. So you guys heard that 1.0 version of yourself is today. Live like 2.0. Map out what 2.0 looks like. Live like it. Share it. Simple.
That's it. That's really it. Yeah.
We should sell this for like $1,000. I'm gonna make an online course tomorrow.
Let's do it. Royalties.
No, seriously, guys, it's worked wonders for Jeramy. It's worked wonders for me as well. I mean, with WA REI, the Facebook group started with nothing. Started with adding 20 friends that I wanted to bounce ideas and ask questions from, and grew to 3,500 people and properties being posted every day, to people sharing contractors, to sharing capital partners, sharing deals. And the reason it works is because I practice and I create content that I believe is valuable, I think, as you do.
And I feel like the only way it's going to work is that there has to be some continuity to the message, and there has to be consistency. Continuity and consistency. And so I have a lot of people who've reached out over the last year or so and said, hey, I would like to do this podcast, or I'd like to do this show. Great, do it. And then they never do it. And so here's the deal. If you just want the result, it's not going to work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to reach out to people and ask them, are they available, and scheduling it. And then the time. Like I don't want to tell you. Tim could tell you how much money I've spent on the moment. And it wasn't rational. But it was a passion of mine. It just became a passion of mine. And
that you took action towards.
It was fun. I really enjoyed it. And what came out of it was stuff that I never thought. Like I never thought that our little podcast show on Facebook would turn into a live show. And then one day I had this idea that we're going to do a live version of it. And then that sort of evolved. And then we rented out a theater, the ACT Theater in Seattle. And then we wound up selling like 350 tickets at $200 and something plus.
So awesome.
And it was just a really great experience. Again, learning that you can literally do anything that you want to do. You just got to put your mind into it.
Yeah, I love it, Jeramy. So as you guys know, Jeramy has interviewed tons of super successful real estate investors, brokers, professionals that are in the field, crushing the game. And I'm super curious to hear about what you have found to be the top 3 characteristics of the most successful people that you've had a chance to interview.
This is a great question. I'm super excited to answer, and I don't think anyone's asked me this question yet.
I don't know how.
And I would say the first characteristic would have to be hunger.
Okay.
Would have to be desire. Is that from the moment everybody had a problem, a big problem, and usually if the problem isn't big enough, you're not gonna prepare and analyze it and get bigger than the problem. Essentially, if you have a problem that's small and you can just jump over it, there's no evolution in that. And life is basically suffering. That's why human beings are the most advanced human species on this earth, is because we struggle more. And say for instance, if you want to grow muscles, you have to rip your muscle and allow it to heal. And so hunger.
Yeah.
You have to have a sensational amount of hunger to overcome your problem or to attain the thing that you desire.
Right.
That's number one. Number two is proximity.
Okay.
You have to have proximity to greatness, to the things that you want. Now, proximity could be perhaps your wealthy, connected, good father. Proximity could be a networking group.
Right.
Proximity could be a mentor.
Right.
Proximity could be a paid coach. That's another pattern that I see in most people who've achieved the level of success that I'm reaching for is that somehow along the way, they either had a mentor,
Right.
And that person was not unwilling to share their honest opinion.
Sure.
You want somebody who's going to call you out. You want somebody who's going to push you.
Yeah.
You want somebody who's going to say, "You said that you're going to do this, and you didn't do it."
Yeah.
So,
Accountability. Yeah. It's huge.
And the next thing is decisiveness. This is huge. A lot of people, because human beings are smart, we overthink things. And if you overthink it from your limited perspective, you're going to see lots of problems. You're going to see lots of red lights.
Right.
We don't have the ability to rise above the situation and see how 2 + 2 doesn't actually equal 4. It could equal 96, right? And so if you move decisively, if you listen to your hunch, if you listen to intuition, what you'll find is that the universe will actually conspire on your side. It will actually bring together situations that you couldn't have possibly have thought about.
Right.
And so what I've learned is that my job is to keep an open mind, look for opportunity, expect luck, and when I have a internal desire, an idea to do something, I realize that it wasn't actually mine. It was given to me, and you act on it. And so I found that the people who are the most successful that I've interviewed are hungry, are constantly learning from people, and that requires confidence, but it also requires humility, right? To say, I'm awesome, I think highly of myself,
Right.
but I realize that I'm far from perfect, and you're constantly looking for opportunities to learn.
I love it.
And then the third piece is just acting. Don't be so concerned about failure. If you're concerned about failure, look at everything that you've done in your life that has propelled you, whether it's walking or learning how to talk or ride a bike.
Yeah.
There is so much failure involved, and so if we continue to act like children, you advance at such a rapid rate. But somehow along the way, once we become adults, we become so concerned of failure.
You get scared.
I don't worry about failure.
No.
I mean, that's not true. I have in my opinion, a healthy fear of failing because I have ego, but
You want to do well, but you're not going to not move
something.
forward
Correct.
because you could fail. Right?
Correct.
That's huge. That's huge.
I am more afraid of not flying than I am afraid of crashing and burning.
Right. I love that.
Thank you.
So 3 top characteristics, you guys, from Jeramy, and as insights from all the amazing people that he's gotten a chance to interview and talk with and work with. So take those 3 guys and put them into action, right? One of them is actually taking action. So
Literally.
Put that into action, right?
Yeah.
No, that's great. Top 3. So honestly, I've learned a lot today.
Yeah.
I think you've provided some amazing opportunities and some awesome tips for folks to get started in social. It's, honestly, after talking with you, I realize that it's easier than people make it seem. People build up these castles in the sky that aren't necessarily real about why they can't do something. But you know what? Just go out there, live version 2.0 of yourself, and share that.
Yeah.
People would love to see it, right?
Yeah, people would love to see it.
Right.
Honestly, so that's another reason why we started the moment is a lot of people that I was talking to at the time when I was planning on doing the moment told me, people who were very smart and very successful said, I wouldn't do that. Or, you know, you're a loan officer, so just focus on that.
Right.
Or
stay in your lane.
how much money is that going to cost you? What really? Do you have any experience doing this?
Yeah.
And don't listen to naysayers. You know, if you want to do it and you find value in it, that's the magical mixture for me.
Right.
Do it and see what happens. It's going to be something awesome.
I love it. Jeramy, thanks so much
Thank
for joining me
Yeah.
today, man.
Right on, buddy.
Super insightful, super awesome to hear from the man himself on social media, real estate. So before we take off for the day, Jeramy, how can people find out more about you? How can people view your content? And how can people get a chance to work with you and your team?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, you can always check us out on Facebook, Jeramy Poole. You can also check out our real estate team, vividrealtygroup.net. Super excited about that. You can also go to The Moment on YouTube, on Facebook, and actually our show is released every single week on Wednesday on Facebook, Real Estate Social, PNW Real Estate Social Club, and my personal page as well. So,
boom.
Right
Thanks
on.
so much, Jeramy.
Thanks, buddy.
That's WA REI Top 3, Episode 1.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.